here's how they think. They talk and they think in a sequence. It's really interesting. And once you see it on this paper, you'll be able to spot it in some of your teammates, or if you have it already. The first thing they do is they don't ask 20 questions. They come in and the first couple minutes they say, hey, I know your business. I know you're up against this. I know this is going on. I know this is some of the challenges. It's called a warmer. The second thing they do is called a reframe. Here's something really provocative. Use the statement of fact. It's this new information you're bringing to the conversation that gets a specific reaction. It says your customers actually do this. They go, Jacob, say that again? Where did you get that? They lean in and they have that kind of a reaction, like, hey, tell me more. Where's that coming from? And then you do. That's rational drowning. You back it up, and that's where you unload some of the data. You say, well, here's where that comes from. The other thing they did that most people don't do is something called emotional impact. Emotional impact is where I do have the insights. I do know your business pretty well, and I know what's frustrating you. And I can state it in first person. I am so frustrated. I hate this. And the key here is that you make a statement that the customer has said themselves in their own mind 100 times, and that's why it connects. Yes, that's exactly. I've been saying that. That's the kind of reaction you get.
Yep.
And then they kind of slow everything down. Like, well, what if you could do that? What if you didn't have to? What if you had? And then out comes the solution. Now, here's the key. Here's what you need to understand. The solution or your widget or your product or whatever it is, right? It doesn't come out of your bag until you've accomplished these 6 steps in the conversation, and it needs to happen fast. You need to get to your solution in under 5-6 minutes, okay? But you set it up this way. And again, this isn't something that Adamson and Dixon invented. This is something they observed, and I see it all the time. I'll tell you who I see it the most in. Vice presidents and inventors, the co-founder of medtech companies, when they talk to you and they show their excitement about their new product, they actually talk in this sequence. They just don't know it because nobody's ever gone out for them. Okay, so once you understand this is the sequence your tools from marketing have to be built in. And I'll show you an example of that in a second. All right, all that said, here's the next dilemma. When I say presentation skills, you're thinking like this, oh, I'm up on a stage. And like, that's not what I mean. Here's the thing. Nobody has time anymore. Nobody has time anymore. In the old days, people used to sit through 1 or 2 hour sermons every Sunday. Okay. In the old days, people used to go hear presidential debates. I don't know if you're familiar with the Lincoln Douglas debate, but this is fascinating. The format for a Lincoln Douglas debate was 60 minutes opening. Then the other guy got 90 minutes. Then you got a 30-minute rebuttal. And people loved it. People would go listen to that. People used to read books. We used to get our news from newspapers. There used to be the morning paper and the afternoon paper. This isn't the way we get information anymore. This is the way we get information. Now, Jacob, how long is the average image on the screen in TV and movies? How long?
What are you talking about? Like, just like when it comes up, pops up?
Yeah.
Second?
Yeah. It used to be 7 seconds. It's down to 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever watched Transformer movies, but you end up with like a Twitch reaction after Transformer movies because it's like so many cutaways. So, all right, a lot of our content is coming at us so fast now that if you think you're going to get in front of somebody with a PowerPoint and something else and you're going to drag this thing out, I got news for you. It doesn't work anymore. Okay?
Yeah.
So your timing, your technique, and the way you teach has to be adjusted to accomplish this reality that people just don't have time for that. So there's a couple new rules. Okay, if you're using PowerPoint or other presentation skills, this thing of 10 seconds-ish, right? No matter how much is on the screen, and this is a bad habit of marketing, they put a lot on the screen, a lot of words. You got to pick 3 points. You got to stick and move. You got to stick and move, right? Now, this isn't about your style. This isn't about verbiage. They hired you because you're really good at something and you know how to talk to people and you've got a good style. That's kind of how you got here. So I don't want to change people's style, but here's what I'm saying. If you pick up my book or if you watch some of my videos, one of the things that we focus on is this technique called point of the slide. Here's what we know now. 1 minute or less per slide, and I'll let you show me 1,000 slides. 1 minute or more, and after 3 minutes, I'm kind of looking at my watch like, how much longer is this going to take? It's just the reality. Now, here's the other thing. If I'm the executive team, if I'm the CEO, if I'm the vice president of sales, and I'm watching this or I hear this, I need 20, 50, 100, 200 sales reps around the country all making the same point.
Yep.
Not same style, not same verbiage, but I do need you all making the same point. So that when I come back and I do aided recall studies or I survey, like, they're getting the message. Okay, so how do we do that? Well, one, you get your marketing team to build it the right way. Then you get people to actually use it, and then you bring somebody like myself in to train your team to do this thing called point of the slide. Because what we're hearing from surgeons is I don't have time. I'm going to give you 15 minutes. Now, Jacob, here's where this comes from. The average exam room visit is how long?
15 minutes?
That's right. No, if you look at a surgeon's schedule, every 15 minutes they have a new patient.
Yep.
Right? They try to get 4 in an hour, 15 minutes. They don't get a chance to stick to it, which is why they're always getting behind. But that's how they schedule them.
Yep.
So here's just, they have this built-in clock now. I'm so used to these 15-minute appointments that I have a built-in clock. I don't even need to look at my watch. I know when time's running out.
Yep.
So here's what I really want from you. When you come see me, I want you to get to the point in about 7-8 minutes. And I want you to leave me 7-8 minutes to ask you questions. And if you do a really good job and you really deliver value, I will extend this appointment. And if I really like what you said, I will go ahead and deputize you to go talk to somebody. Hey, I need you to go talk to my PA, my nurse practitioner, my office manager. That's the goal, is to get the extension. Jacob, you got about 7 minutes to set the hook and then start trying to reel them in. Okay, well, what does that look like in practice? Let me show your audience what a good example looks like of a presentation that meets these goals, that's built in that Challenger method, that uses point of the slide technique, okay? Jacob, in the next 10 minutes, I'm going to introduce Latera to you. If you like what you hear, I'm going to take the next 10 minutes to train you, and I've got a Sawbones model, I've got a device here, we can play with it, get it in your hands. And then the last 10 minutes, if all goes well, I want to get you ready for the exam room conversation. The tools dictate the rules.